Live interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, for your next Maine adventure, will begin shortly.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage, sponsored by Rennie's, starts right now.
Hi, folks. Good Thursday evening to you. It's time for that weekend Rennie's forecast, and we finally have something to talk about here. We have some cold temperatures on the way, some pretty chilly temperatures. In fact, the coldest of the season so far. And the first nor'easter of the season. We've had a lot of these little clipper systems, 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches. I don't know. Those are getting a little old, but so it's fine to. We're finally going to get a traditional snowstorm that will have northeast winds, more of your typical nor'easter, if you will. And we're not the only ones. A good chunk of the eastern half of the United States and the southern part of the United States will get some freezing and frozen precipitation. So there's a bunch to talk about tonight. Let's just jump right into it. On a Thursday evening, really very little has changed from yesterday. So if you watch yesterday's forecast, everything's right on track. Looks like the storm is about ready to hit us on Sunday evening, late afternoon, evening. It will be with us all day Monday as far as snow goes. Coldest day will be Saturday. And wind chills play a role as well. Let's start off tomorrow. Today, of course, we hit 40 degrees. I mean, we're not going to see anything like that in the coming days. In fact, I bet the next time we reach the upper 30s, around 40, will probably be several weeks from now, maybe mid-February. So we're heading into a pretty cold stretch. 20s for highs tomorrow, which is seasonable. It's about where we should be. Normal high is 32. We're probably a couple degrees cooler than our normals, but wind plays a role tomorrow. It's not a huge deal, but it will gust 20 to 30 miles per hour. Kind of like today, I think there will be some snow showers and squalls that develop during the course of the afternoon. Oh man, my coastal planner is not showing up. There we go. We got it. There we go. There's your inland planner. There we go. It's coming back. All right. We had a little glitch in the system. But much like today, there'll be afternoon snow showers and squalls. That's the leading edge of the modified Arctic air that will be moving in for tomorrow night into Saturday. Saturday will struggle to get out of the single digits for highs. All right. Let's take a look at what we have for cold weather headlines. This comes from the National Weather Service. And the way to think of this is, remember when the Weather Service would issue wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings? Those names have changed. Same thing pretty much. You factor in the cold temperatures and the winds. They're now called extreme cold warnings and cold weather advisories. So in the extreme cold warning in the dark blue, we can expect wind chills as low as 20 to 40 below. And in the cold weather advisory Saturday morning, we'll get some wind chills as cold as 15 to 25 degrees below zero. That's not an air temperature. That's a wind chill. And that's kind of how you need to dress, or temperatures you need to dress for Saturday. We've had some of those snow showers and squalls today, and a lot of those are coming to an end. It's been kind of fun to watch a lot of these coming off of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. They've been getting some help from the Adirondacks, the Green Mountains, the White Mountains, and the Western Mountains of Maine. So that's helping them survive as they work their way across our region. But again, they're moving up. Let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow, we have temps running in the teens to start the day. We'll see a lot of sunshine throughout the morning. A few more clouds will mix in during the afternoon, and we do have the chance for a few more snow showers and squalls. And that's the leading edge of the modified Arctic air that's coming in for our Friday night and Saturday. Notice some of those snow showers and squalls mostly confined to central Maine, the hillier terrain, and the mountains. And again, that will be moving through late in the day tomorrow. We're going to see those clouds and snow showers move out, and we'll introduce a cold air mass straight from the Arctic Circle coming in on Saturday. Now, this happens every now and then. It's not going to be like, the records or anything like that, but it's cold, even by January standards. It's pretty chilly. We'll be in the single numbers for highs inland when you're 10 degrees at the coastline, but factor in the wind chills will be below zero all day long. So we've been waiting for an air mass like this. And you know what's funny? Tomorrow, Friday, I think statistically is the coldest of the entire year. If you look at the averages, the bottom of the bell curve is actually tomorrow. And starting Saturday, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Starting Saturday, those averages start increasing by a few hundredths of a degree and continue all the way into August. So We've reached the coldest part of winter, so it seems appropriate that we have some cold temperatures in the forecast. First ingredient you need for a snowstorm is cold air, and we'll have that in place on Sunday. Now, most of Sunday is just fine. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're starting to introduce some of that snowfall down in southern New Hampshire and perhaps southern York County. You're seeing steadier and heavier snow down in the Boston area for our friends down in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. It'll start quite a bit sooner there, probably Sunday morning. But for our region here in southern Maine, here we are. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, just starting here. It's probably closer to 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the greater Portland area, and it's more so towards the evening hours as you get up into central Maine. And that will be on Sunday. So most of the day Sunday will just feature thickening clouds with continued cold temperatures. Let's talk about that storm now. The Weather Service has already gone ahead and issued a winter storm watch, which is kind of unusual this far out. We're 3 days out. Usually they'll issue it about 48 hours out, but that's the case. These are probably going to expand north, and they will almost certainly transition to winter storm warnings in the coming days. But this is the heads up. We have a storm on the way. This was issued around lunchtime today, and it goes into effect Sunday afternoon and extends through Monday evening. And usually a watch means these areas stand the greatest chance for getting half foot of snow or more. And to be honest with you, it's probably more likely a foot in that area. So you might get a foot or more down in York County, maybe southern parts of Cumberland County. We'll see. But the farther north you go, and my guess is it's like 6 to 10 inches or something up into central Maine. But we're not the only ones getting it. Notice that snow, ice, and rain for the southern half of the U.S., for the Mississippi River Valley, the Ohio River Valley, the Tennessee River Valley, the mid-Atlantic states, our nation's capital, the Virginias here. I mean, it's going to be snowing and freezing rain in areas that typically don't get a lot of that wintry weather. So that's why it's making so many national headlines. If this was just happening in Maine, you probably wouldn't hear about it. But snow moves in Sunday evening and extends all day on Monday. Yeah, kids and teachers are listening to that. I don't know. I don't want to jump ahead to it, but I think it's a very slim chance we go to school on Monday. Kids go back to school Tuesday, though. I think there'll be no problems there. This is more of your traditional nor'easter. We have those northeasterly winds. Not too bad. They're gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour. And I do not anticipate widespread power outages. It's not one of those storms because it's a fluffy snow. It's low density snowfall for Sunday evening and into Monday. And again, we talked about areas that are getting ice that typically don't get the freezing rain. Look at that down into Louisiana and Arkansas. And it's going to be snowing through parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way up through the Ohio Valley, our nation's capital. It's a pretty good storm there. And also, Oklahoma, all the way up into northern New England. So what does that mean for us? Well, it's still too early to throw some numbers on there. It's 3 days out. So usually 48 hours out, we'll throw some numbers on. So that'll be tomorrow. But you're starting to get a general idea. I think that, a lot of folks have been asking, is this a tricky one, right? It looks pretty clear cut to me at this point anyway. We're probably in the 8 to 14 inch range for a large portion of the area. I think our greatest chance for getting a foot or more is south of that line. And it's probably like a half foot to, 12 inches. So half foot to a foot in the blue. Yeah, you can see the legend up there. And I think that's a pretty solid bet for Maine. And of course, there'll be some more snow farther off to the south. So it's one of those storms that, we're not the only ones getting it. That's why it's such a big deal. All right, so snow showers and squalls get going tomorrow afternoon. We'll see some sun on Saturday. Saturday's a bright sunny day, but it's cold and windy. When you're 10 for a high, wind chills will be below zero. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of people making a big deal about the cold on Saturday, and it is a big deal. You want to be prepared for it, but I don't know. It happens every now and then. It's not going to be record breaking. But as we go into Sunday, we'll introduce thickening clouds, and those flakes falling on Sunday is probably late in the day. That weather warn is for Sunday, late afternoon, evening, and extending through the day Monday. And it looks like the cold air is probably going to hang around going into next week. I mean, it doesn't look really warm at all. With the new snowpack in place, if we can have clear skies and light winds, temps will dip to 5 to 10 to 15 degrees below zero again. So there's nothing warm about this forecast. So that's the way things look in the coming days. Let's try to find a graphic to just pause on for a moment and take a look at some of your questions. All right, we're in good shape here. Comments. All right, nobody has any comments. Well, hello, folks. Thanks for checking in. And it looks like I know I'm missing something here. I'm probably not hitting the right button, but I hope everybody can hear me. Anyway, we'll have more updates coming up tonight on CBS 1311, Fox 23 at 10. And of course, Emily and Hannah will be in the morning tomorrow. Ryan will be in midday. And I'll be back with some more updates tomorrow evening. All right, folks. Have a nice night. Take care. Stay warm.